Good evening. This is the 5 o'clock Tuesday, October 8th, 2024 meeting of the Lorain County Commissioners. Let's start with a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Riddell?
Here.
Commissioner Moore?
Here.
Commissioner Hung? Under resolutions, number 1, investments.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Number 2, appropriations.
Okay. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes, Casey, could you, I always get a little concerned. I see round numbers like $100,000 for funds to cover material cost increases and projected expenses. Sounds kind of like a catch-all.
So that is out of the engineer's motor vehicle gas tax budget. I don't have the details here in front of me, and of course, this is the one day that we don't have Clabber here. I don't have a whole lot of details on the particulars of that appropriation request, other than that general description that we have. So unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot to add to this topic.
Is that general fund money going to the?
That is not. No, that is
It's
all internal with their motor vehicle gas tax funds.
Okay.
They come in internally. Yep.
Okay.
No, it's no. Completely
Just another case of us authorizing them to spend their money on their items.
That's correct. That's what
Okay.
this would be an instance of. Yep.
And then secondly, item number 4, LEPC. I know that we've had a pretty active year with the what do they call that? The special teams.
Mm-hmm.
They got their new vehicle and they've used some supplies and they've had some rescue issues.
Yeah, like I say, I believe this is just another instance. They have the funds available. It's again not non-general fund dollars.
Okay.
They have the funds available within their account. These are expenses that they didn't necessarily have budgeted for at the beginning of the year. But again, these are funds that they have available within their special revenue funds in order to make these purchases and these different under these different lines that they have
Okay.
listed out here. So,
Thank you, Casey.
mm-hmm.
Is it Teresa?
Anything further? Okay. Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Number 3, transfers.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, Casey, these numbers all within their budget, correct?
That's correct. Account transfers are
still
no
within-
change to the budget. Just for instance, moving from a supplies line to equipment line, or something along those lines. Yeah.
Right.
Are you, what is the movement for the 162,000 for the sheriff?
That appears to be so. That's moving salary expenses from their road patrol salary line, moving that to 162,000 to their employee staff salary line. So it's moving funds from one salary line to a separate salary line.
But we think that's moving money from road patrol use to administrative use?
The sheriff's wage 9% is reference to the special, or not special, the PRS rate that the road patrol, the deputies would receive. So yes, that is moving 162,000 from that line into the employee salary line,
Okay.
which would be their non-road staff.
Is that it?
That's it?
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Number 4, advances, repayments, there were none. Requisitions?
And we have page 1 of 2. Okay, page 2.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Number 6, travel?
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Number 7, bills?
I show 4 pages.
Page 2, just a few items there. That takes care of the general fund. Page 3, Victor, start the special revenue. And page 4.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion?
Yep, just another, Casey, just, the format's fantastic.
Glad it worked out.
Makes a big difference.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Number 8, county commissioners may recess in executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of public employee or official, along with any other matters as specifically identified by motion in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code 121.22G 1 through 8. Unless expressly stated otherwise during executive session, matters discussed in executive session are designated by the county commissioners as confidential. Because of the confidentiality of such matters is necessary for the proper conduct of government business, any disclosure outside of executive session is prohibited by Ohio Revised Code 102.03B. While in executive session, the county commissioners may discuss and deliberate on the matters at issue, but no votes may be taken until open session resumes.
And I will be presenting a motion to go to executive session.
So we'll revisit this then at that time.
Actually, we could probably process this at this time, no?
What?
Or is
Personnel
it-
summary
Or is
sheet.
it required to,
About whether we're going to executive session?
no, whether this can be processed ahead of time to get it out of the way?
Just
Is there
a,
anything in here we were going to discuss, you want to discuss?
No.
in executive session? Yeah, you can pass personal summary sheet.
There you go.
okay, I move to approve the personnel summary sheet. In fact, you have one there that you can put on the screen. No. Okay,
Okay. I move to approve the
Second?
second, yeah,
summary sheet.
we'll call it a second.
Yeah. Is there any discussion?
No?
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
I don't got any. Nobody came, dropped off anything, so.
I don't have anything. Did you
Yeah.
guys? receive
Okay.
anything? No.
We don't have anything for item B.
No, nothing for public comment on agenda items. Is there any old business?
Item C, old business.
don't have any.
Just like to let everybody know, and for those that are watching, that we had a great event for the dedication of the Gold Star Memorial. One of the best events since I got this job. And today, they set the last of the pieces. It is complete as of this afternoon. So as you go by a window or as you walk down the street, take a look. It's properly very respectable. That's all I had under old business.
Board business, 9, approve and waive the reading of the County Commissioners meeting minutes of September 27th.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Number 10, receive and journalize a Muni Corporation annexation petition of approximately 141.8426 acres from Pittsfield Township to the City of Overland. Overland Law Director John Clark is agent for petitioner, City of Overland. Decision will be on the October 25th, 2024 Commissioners' agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion.
Those that have been watching will remember this was on the agenda, had to be pulled from the agenda because Pittsfield was short township trustees.
2 by chance. I think.
Two by chance. Pittsfield was short a board, effectively, yeah.
Yes, effectively making them a board of one, and they couldn't do anything, so we had to reset the clock, and this is in preparation for the vote on
Just the
25th.
October 25th.
on October the 25th. Very good. That's all I had, Teresa.
Okay. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Under Job and Family Services. You want me to go through these, or you want to have Barb talk first, or? I don't know which one you want.
Well,
I can go read them and,
you can read them, and on each particular one, we may have a question or two for the staff
Maybe
that's here.
I would move that microphone over to, yeah.
We won't make you stand up here in front of everybody all day.
She gets her own, I know, but you get your own microphone now. This is big.
okay.
I would say read.
Okay.
All right, number 11, authorized purchase service agreement with Lorain County General Health, Elyria, in the amount of $12,600 for protective services for adult using Title 20 Social Service Block Grants, funds for federal fiscal year 25. This is effective retroactive to October 1st of 24 through September 30th of 25, and will be paid from Title 20 Social Service Block Grant funds.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion?
You wanna,
Commis-
no? Okay, you good?
I mean, if you have questions, absolutely, that's why I'm here.
Okay.
But otherwise,
What type of service is that for?
this is for adult protective services clients. So clients that are accepted by Lorain County Adult Protective Services. We have a nurse that works for the health district, and 11% of her time is paid for by this grant. They go out to the homes and they analyze and assess nutrition, sorts of things, wounds, self-care. That's what this is for.
Thank you.
How much, I mean, this sounds like not that much money.
It's not that much.
I know.
It really is not, no.
S-
It's
but-
mostly for supplies.
Oh.
Like I said, it's 11%
11%
of the
project.
RN's
I know.
salary. And it's,
But I think it's a serious issue that's been going on in our society, and I just thought, you
it
know,
is. And certainly if Mark Adams approached me and said, you know, we need more money for this, I would absolutely entertain that. A lot of this, though, Commissioners, is for the supplies that they use.
Okay.
Gloves, masks, gauze, tape, glucose testing strips, urine testing strips, and the like.
okay,
So that's what, I know it is somewhat small for our allocations.
yeah.
Anything further? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Number 12, authorized sub-grant agreement with Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Ohio, Lorain, in the amount of $350,000 for mentoring and tutoring for low-income children in Lorain County. This is effective retroactive to October 1st of 24 through September 30th, and then it should say 2025, and will be paid from TANF account. I think I missed all of them.
There we go. So moved?
Second?
Discussion?
I don't know. We're having moments here, aren't we?
We're having moments, Commissioner.
And we should keep our personal opinions to
And maybe-
ourselves.
This is simply a continuation of what
Is
we've
it?
been doing for years, Commissioner.
Okay.
We've been doing this
Oh, I know,
since
I know.
2018 with these various groups. I was so happy that we were able to add Tower to this group as well.
Yep.
You know, as you're likely aware, we try, everybody that submits a proposal, we try and give them some piece of this mentoring and tutoring because they're serving different children, and we can't provide services to those children unless we continue these partnerships.
Yep, I think if you're watching, which is maybe 30 people, but I'm sure maybe, I don't know whether you agree with me or not, I'm not happy with the great work that the Boys and Girls Club has done in Lorain County for 25 years and how they formed this Northeast Ohio. And that's why you and I I'm just not happy with the successes that we as a county has. And that's why you hear me talking about regionalism. I'm very against regionalism because I feel like it takes the resources out of our county to Northeast. That's why
I
you and I mean, I'm just saying,
And the then director of our area, who had started, I think it was 19 Boys and Girls Clubs
Yep.
in Lorain County, he and I had a great deal of conversations about the regionalism. And I said to him, but what about our good work together? What about the work we've been doing? And he said, no, that will go on. And I have found that that hasn't exactly been the case other than the mentoring and tutoring. So
Yeah.
I agree with you, Commissioner, about the regionalism, and it diluted all of it, at least from our perspective and our partnership with Boys and Girls Club.
yeah. So if you're paying attention to both of us, Barb and I's faces, just letting you know, there's some issues there.
Well, I have a question that would deal with
Yes.
all four of the next four. We can tackle it all here and then we can move through it, but all four together is a little over $1.25 million for mentoring services. So I guess the question becomes, do you have any kind of like a head count of how many children are receiving these services? $1.25 million is a lot of money.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not arrive with that. I didn't know that, or I would
Okay.
have brought those statistics from last year. I do not, it is a lot of money, I agree with you. I believe last year, Commissioner Riddell, you and I had the conversation about something about money, and are you just putting money behind, you're recognizing there's an issue, you're just putting money behind it. And so these are, in our audits every year, and we're audited every year because these are federal dollars, we have to show measurable improvement from these children. But I'm sorry, I didn't come prepared with the number of children that each one of these four serves.
I know that we've got time is of the essence because I'm sure we're dealing with things like that parallel the school year.
Right.
But I would like to see a return to us with the figures from fiscal year '23 and fiscal year '24 so that we can see going forward what kind of headcount we're servicing.
I can do that. I'll tell you, the reason that we're here now with all of these contracts is the JFS federal fiscal year concludes on September 30th, and it starts on October 1st. So now we're at the beginning of our federal fiscal year, and that's
Okay.
why we're here renewing all of these, and we'll likely have many more to come.
And these are contracts going forward, October 1, going forward
Till
into
September
25.
30th of
Correct.
25, yes,
Right.
correct.
Okay. Again, if we could get some background and we'll pick it up later, but
Yeah,
we'll
get
give
that
you
for you.
credit for the fact that we believe you're on top of this.
okay, thank you.
Anything further? Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Number 13, authorized subgrant agreement with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Lorain County, Lorain, in the amount of $350,000 for mentoring and tutoring for low-income children in Lorain County. This is effective retroactive October 1st of 2024 through September 30th, 2025, and will be paid from the TANF account.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion?
Yeah, nice Lorain County organization.
Yes, love it.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Number 14, authorized subgrant agreement with Horizon Educational Center, North Olmsted, Ohio, in the amount of $312,000 for mentoring and tutoring for low-income children in Lorain County. This is effective retroactive October 1st of 2024 through September 30th of 2025, and will be paid from the TANF account.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion?
Yes, Barb, on that particular one that's out of Lorain County,
Yes.
how do they deliver services if they're headquartered outside the county?
Well, they're headquartered outside the county, but they have a number of schools within the county that they provide services.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they
Oh,
operate.
those are the charter schools, the Horizon
Yes.
Charter Schools?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Horizon Education Centers, yes.
Thank you. I didn't draw the connection. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Anything further? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Rendell?
Aye.
Number 15, authorize sub-grant agreement with Tower Educational Consulting Group, Inc., Lorain, in the amount of $317,000, excuse me, for mentoring and tutoring for low-income children in Lorain County. This is effective retroactive October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025, and will be paid from the TANF account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes. Barb, could we take this whole program of work and kind of set up something that next, perhaps September, you could present, to your satisfaction and to ours, some kind of a performance report on all four of these? So that we're not doing it in arrears, we can do it ahead of time?
Absolutely, I will. Yeah, take a
Thank
note
you.
to myself.
Anything further?
Yeah, I mean, usually when they're filling out their applications, don't they have to provide numbers of potential when they do this, or no?
They
don't?
do, yes,
Okay.
they do. They have to estimate, and you'll see, Commissioner, as time goes on, they ask for a certain amount of money. Of course, we set that aside in our TANF allocation. It's not unusual for them to not hit that amount of money. If they did hit that amount of money, I recall a time, goodness, I think it was the first time perhaps that we partnered with one of these smaller educational groups here in this group that we had to come back and ask for more dollars. And we're certainly willing to do that, but we like to give them what it is that they think they need, and then we monitor it. We monitor to ensure whether they're using it or not, so.
Okay.
Okay. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Rendell?
Aye.
Number 16, authorized purchase service with Harbor, Toledo, Ohio, in the amount of $259,005 for work experience for SNAP, E&T, and OWF recipients residing in Lorain County. This is effective retroactive October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025, and will be paid from the SNAP and OWF accounts.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
You're on again.
Okay, I don't think that many people know that most people have to work for their SNAP benefits, and that's what the ENT is, employment and training, and OWF is cash assistance. It's such a small amount that most people withdraw their application for the kind of cash assistance that a JFS has, but they have to work. They have to be assessed. They have to work toward a GED. They have to do something meaningful for at least 20 hours a week in order to continue their SNAP, or else we will sanction it. That's the law. That's a federal law. So that's what this contract is for.
Gotcha. How does Harbor, Toledo, Ohio enter into that?
But they were the only one that bid. We did an RFP because it's TANF dollars, and they were the only one to bid in. So consequently, they will work out of workforce development. We partner with workforce development. The state has started most recently having JFSs partner with workforce development in a more meaningful way, but that's not quite set up yet. So the kind of things that we need from them are workforce development. I think probably workforce developments in the state aren't prepared to do. So we have to go outside to get the employment and training that's required.
Anything further?
That's it?
Okay. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Rendell?
Aye.
Number 17, authorized sub-grant agreement with Lorain County Public Health, Elyria, in the amount of $100,000 to provide a coordination of supportive services for families program for TANF-eligible households of Lorain County. This is effective retroactive to October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 25, and will be paid from the TANF account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah. They're getting $100,000 for coordination of supportive services.
Yes, they are. This is for, Commissioner, connecting expectant women and families with children with identified substance abuse disorder to wraparound services to support the family unit. The health district, a number of people came to see us in 2022, and then we partnered in 23 with them to do this, and it is truly wraparound. They don't lose touch with this person or the parent that is having substance abuse issues. What happened is they'd lost a grant. They had a grant for this program, and it was going well, and they had measurable results. So, of course, many people come to us and say, well, let's see if JFS has any money. And of course, we did, and we were happy to be able to pick up the slack and assist them with this program.
When you say, just so we're clear, these are federal dollars that if we don't spend, it goes back.
You are absolutely
So,
correct,
just so that-
Commissioner. If I don't, not me,
I
if
know.
the agency doesn't spend this within the community, they take it back at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the year. So on that September 30th, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, though, that you can see by the variety of things that I bring in front of this board all throughout the year, we have meaningful partnerships that I believe make a difference in the community. People approach us all the time with different schemes, and, I can't partner with everything. We've got to have eligibility for all of this. It's eligibility. Yeah, it hinges on that. So if you're not eligible for our programs, we can't provide services to just everyone in the county.
Well, I think that's key, though. What people don't understand is if you don't spend it, you lose it.
Yes,
And that's a benefit for the people of Lorain County that we will not be able to receive. So
right,
that's the assets that you have there which is just your people, so.
yeah, yeah,
I appreciate it.
correct.
I'm glad to hear that you're supporting and working in tandem with the health department, because I've had personal knowledge of expectant mothers with substance abuse. Thank God not in my own family, but through friends. And it's a very complex problem, and it requires a lot of, I'm sure, customized attention that doesn't just fit into the pigeonholes of other programs.
Right, correct, and I was actually very heartened, not surprised at all by our health district, that they then did the wraparound. So once a child is born, or once that parent comes out and is allegedly, free of their substance abuse, then they go away. That's not the case here, and that's what I found particularly heartening, was that they continued on.
Thank you.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Dell?
Aye.
Number 18, authorize subgrant with Lorain City Schools, Lorain, to provide eligible students with online driver's education in Lorain High School. Lorain City Schools will provide financial support to cover the $245 cost per eligible student for the online driver's education course in the amount not to exceed $25,000. This is effective retroactive to October 1st, 24 through September 30th, 25, and will be paid from the TANF account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Now you're on. How did you two get together for this program?
So you can correct me if I'm wrong, but our executive director of secondary initiatives is securing funding to pay for our students' online exams. And when we were brainstorming who we might be able to partner with, we logically thought of Jobs and Family Services as somebody that might be able to provide us support to our students. If you have anything to add.
Commissioners, we'd had a meeting with Mick Bucera, who first approached us about if there was anything we could do. And I said, well, let's take a meeting. I don't know, let's take a meeting. And we did. And such a passionate man. After he gave the talk, he had talked about, the Lorain City Schools had written for a grant for this driver's education program, because driver's education is so very important to those students in the Lorain City Schools. And he'd shared with us that some of these children, their after-school work supports the household. It's not after-school work for them to save money for college or for them to buy a car necessarily. It's helping to support the household. So it's very important to the household. And he had indicated that, I hope I'm not stealing your thunder. He had indicated that they started down the road, they wrote for the grant, they received the grant. In some regard, they received a car. I'm not gonna remember that story. He wasn't available tonight. I said to him, okay, good. I said to him, Mick, we will endeavor this, you write us a proposal, we'll start down the road with you. And I said, but you have to come to my commissioners and tell this story. They will really, really like to hear this story. They went and they picked up a car for the program. They have full-time teaching staff that are volunteering to be trained and teach this. They were not prepared, however, for this expense, this $249 that's the online exam. And they said, you know, Dr. Graham had said, and Dr. Graham knows well, if he has a program or there's something he needs, well, you know, give us a jingle, we'll always take a meeting. And so Dr. Graham said, well, you know, we don't really have the money to absorb this, but we'll see what we can do. And somehow JFS came up in the mix, and that's where we are. Did you want to add anything else?
Yeah, just something I'd like to add is, in addition to our partnership, hopefully with Jobs and Family Services, we are partnering with the East Central Ohio Educational Service Center out of New Philadelphia, and they are actually covering the cost of our instructors to provide the in-car driving time with our students, and they provided us with a 2024 Honda Civic for our students to drive. So not only will our students be getting the in-class driver's education, they're going to be getting the on-the-road training. And that is so critically important, as Barbara mentioned, for our families, because in Lorain County, they estimate through a 2022 American Community Survey that 8% of households in Lorain County don't have access to a vehicle. And 39% of households in Lorain only have access to one car. And these students are working. They're looking for the opportunity to be able to find internships while they're in school. They're looking for the opportunity to be able to contribute to their household. They're looking for an opportunity to have a vehicle to be able to get them to a post-secondary education experience. And we know that when students have access to driver's ed, they are going to be better prepared for life, and they're going to be better prepared drivers on our roads, which is so important as we look at what happened down in Wayne County just last Friday, when there was one single car accident with 5 teenagers in it, and we lost the life of a 14-year-old student. And so, you know, making sure that our students are prepared, have that in-class training, they've been able to have that in-car experience is so important. And this is something that might cost a student or their family upwards of $500 if they were to pay for it outside of the school district.
So what's the cost then for the
It's,
automobile?
yeah, it's $245 for the test, and the
Right.
automobile was given to us through our partnership with the East Central Ohio ESC, as long as we continue our driver's ed program for 5 years.
Okay, so there's no additional cost to do the
No.
on-street and,
No.
okay.
Could we hope that that's built here in Ohio?
Well, maybe the Honda was.
Thank you very much for explaining that. It's kind of unusual to hear, you know, JFS talking about driver training. So I think it's important to people to know that we think outside the box when we have to. Teresa?
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Under sanitary engineer 19, executing an amendment number 1 with City of Lorain to the sewer service agreement by and between the City of Lorain and the County of Lorain for Lorain County 104 sanitary sewer service area. This amendment is in order to allow the sanitary and water service to the Amherst, what is that, exempted village school district, Board of Education property.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion?
I don't know if Mr. Armbruster has anything to add to this, or is this anything? Just with our 6119, it's not gonna
Oh my
affect any of
gosh.
that.
Something with sewers that doesn't have to do with the 6119.
I know, I was just asking him. I thought I'd throw him a softball, but I think I threw him a hardball instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
Okay.
like there's a building over there that's always been hooked up to Lorraine sewers, and
Yeah.
they need to continue to do that.
That's what it sounds like. Okay.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Under CBCF number 20, awarding and entering a contract with 5K Commercial Roofing LLC of LaGrange in the amount of $224,075 for the flat roof work project at Lorain Medina Community-Based Correctional Facility. 3 bids were received on September 19th, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications. Work consists of replacing existing flashing, trim, drip edge, dams, etc., installing insulated surface over existing flat roof surfaces, and installing EPMD over 12 roof areas totaling approximately 16,700 square feet. issue notice to proceed upon full execution of contract, authorizing work to begin and to be completed no later than June 15th to 25, and will be paid from the capital improvement account.
So moved.
Second,
Discussion.
this would be a good time to remind everybody the CBCF board has a couple of open seats, has nothing to do with the roof needing being repaired. But as long as we're discussing that entity, there are a couple of seats, and there's a application information form that's on the county website if you're interested on serving in this board. We're looking for a few good people.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Dell?
Aye.
County Administrator?
How about the deputy county administrator?
Okay.
I'm going to go first this evening. So good evening, commissioners. You have some pretty good news to share. Your Lorain County Transit System completed its fiscal year 2024 triennial review by the Federal Transportation Administration. And that review is like a 3-day process. It's pretty intensive. And they go through just about all the bells and whistles that your transit program provides with the federal dollars that they give us. So they did come through the review with flying colors. They had 2 areas that they need to show improvement on. One they've already addressed, and they have until the end of January to have a corrective measure in place for the second area. But I thought that was good news to share. Our transit's doing well. We're good. We're healthy. And the FTA is happy with us, and they'll send us more money.
Are they aware of what we're doing with the microtransit?
Microtransit, yes, sir.
Any insight from them in regards to how we're moving forward?
No, we have talked amongst ourselves transit-wise
Yeah.
as far as how we can move our microtransit program forward. And VIA's offered us some help with regards to how other communities are paying for their transit, their microtransit services. We're also looking to do a feasibility study to be able to expand microtransit countywide, and how much that's going to cost each community if we can do that, and maybe divvy up the amount of grant funds that we get and spread that throughout the entire county. So everybody's kind of paying their fair share.
Well, I was talking to the mayor of Lorain about this, and
Yeah.
he's beside himself excited because of this program. And he's already asking, in order to guarantee that this system continues, he's trying to figure out what's the number.
Right.
And what's amazing is we just started July 15th. So I told him that we're going to continually to monitor the cost of this operation as we move forward, so that we can start to branch out to where, maybe where the people need to go for employment.
Right.
And maybe include, like you did with the Amherst, where they just need to go another block or 2 in order to hit the areas that really need it for that community that needed that. So
Right.
I don't know, I'm really excited about how you're moving forward with this
It is
program.
great. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx us, but,
No.
I mean, you hear a lot of good, positive things. Mr. Armbruster and I, we had a meeting yesterday at the college, trying to resolve a student issue, trying to get students from Lorain to Lorain County Community College, and, the best way to do that. And we're working, and I think we may have a resolution, by the way. But the thing that came up is the college is like, hey, include us as a partner. So when we're sitting down at the table, looking at feasibility on how we're going to expand our microtransit to serve all of Lorain County, the college was eager to be a partner with us in that, which is a great thing. They see it. They see the VIA vehicles bouncing back and forth at the college all day long. And it's pretty exciting when you hear people, oh, there goes one, because you can see the colors are so bright. You can see them out of the corner of your eye.
Well, with the college, I would think, there's so many students learning, I would think maybe some people in logistics or something could start working on a feasibility study, and that could be a nice partnership.
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely reach back out to Tracy and see
Oh, yeah.
what we can do.
Very good.
So,
Your voice sounds better. It's on.
Continue with the good news. Yes, my voice is a little bit better. The 911 center, it's a PSAP, which is your public safety answering point. Most recently, I mean, they do audits to make sure that we are in compliance with all the federal and state and local laws that are out there. And Rob Berner and Kurt Stoll have been, obviously as the leaders, but with the entire staff out there, I want you to know that the audit was very well received, and we passed it, and it was an outstanding audit for our 911 center. Moving on to the jail, a meeting that we've been trying to put together for seems like months. We finally have got it put together with the local attorneys to bring them in to actually see what we've done with the process with the new jail, to talk to them and see if we've met their what they're looking for and needs with regards to room and interview rooms and all that. Do we fit within that? Trying to get everybody within the process of putting together this jail that nobody says, well, they didn't talk to us. So we've got the attorneys coming in to discuss that, and we continue to make progress with Hills and the jail and Eric Ratz and DLZ with regards to the manpower. It's not, in fact, I got an email today from Andy Leventhal that Andy actually pointed out, and actually it was a very in-depth email with regards to the manpower, is how we run the jail, how we handle the day-to-day, the doors in and out. Much different than a prison, but a jail doesn't necessarily, our jail doesn't necessarily have these men or women, people that are actually employees that are actually at the door watching that door. So it's very in-depth. We look forward to moving that process ahead and having more communication with Hills, the sheriff's staff, the jail staff, and Eric as we move forward, trying to get that hopefully on the ballot in 2025 at the primary. I believe it's in March or April. I'm not sure when when the election is next year. Lastly, our whole entire sewers, our entire sewer team went down to the Ohio EPA, where Mark Johnson allocated over 2 hours to us, and he's the head of the Ohio EPA. We had the chief of their legal counsel there, and their entire group that financially looks at all the programs that are available for funding of sewers, of wastewater treatment plants, and had a very, very good meeting. Leaving not with, we said that they could Venmo $20 million to us, but we had it on the screen, and we actually had a Venmo account
no way.
up there, but it was a fake one.
Yeah.
But it really brought some levity into the meeting, and we saw a lot of, yes, we are willing to take a look at regionalization, and yes, we will help you as much as we can. And from that, they asked if we had been in touch with the Department of Development, which we have. And they are going to participate with us in not a Zoom meeting, but an in-person meeting with the Department of Development, as well as them, to see if we can cobble together more funding coming from the Department of Development and through the EPA and the federal EPA. So prospects look good. We're still moving forward on the 6119. Our intent is to go to the public hearings, and we're still on track at this point to go to the Common Pleas Court sometime December, January, to actually get the formation of the 6119.
Were they receptive to what's going on in Vermillion and understood that we're all working together? And
They absolutely do. They're aware of our conversations that we've had with the federal EPA out of Chicago, with Joan Rogers, I believe it's her name, keeping Joan aware of it. Certainly aware that Joan Rogers said, hey, when you get this one done, you can help us with Cairo, Illinois. And I said, we got to get this one done first. So it's really interesting that the meeting they had earlier that day on Friday was with Licking County. And as I mentioned to Commissioner Riddell, Licking County has got 21 package plants. We don't have that here. We are actually so far ahead of the curve as whether they are in Licking County where Intel's going in. So there's a lot of synergy, there's a lot of effort, there's a lot of positiveness behind this, not only from us here in Lorain County, but when you get down to the state of Ohio, and the prospect is we're ahead of the curve, we're not behind the curve. That completes my report today.
Just one thing, Jeff, you mentioned the jail and the timeliness of the meetings. And on behalf of the people that have reached out to contact me that are concerned about, the jail project moving forward after all these years of languishing, we do need our team, whether it's DLZ or Hills or our employees, to remember that we've got a couple of benchmarks and we've got to get the estimate before we can consider the financing. We've got to get the financing placed before we can go out to bid. And then we've got to get the drawings done before that gets done. So if we want to break ground anytime in '26, we've got to get a lot of work done in the next 5-6 months. So,
That is true.
and that's my goal is '26. We've got to do something to start getting us out of the hole that we're in.
Well, to continue with that, the positiveness, I mean, quite honestly, with Andy's comments today with regards to staffing, it certainly gives us a benchmark as to where we are and how do we go forward, because you have to know that you can't just hire all new employees. That just isn't in the cards. We got to take the existing staff that's out there and melt in their vacation, their comp time, and their years of service in that process. And that's going to impact the number of jail staff that we need to operate that location. And I think that with Andy and the team and Jim Gordon and all of us working together, we're going to get to that point. I'm certainly not an expert in jail, but I understand cost. And
Well, I
and the
agree.
business than I am.
Determining the building and the staffing level jointly is how it should be done. Because we don't want to build something we can't staff later. But as far as new employees to meet that staffing target, whatever it is, we've got 18 to 24 months of construction. We got plenty of time to recruit and train new employees.
I had one more. I want to go back to transit. Last Thursday, I was approached by the city councilwoman from Lorain, Ward 5, that wondered if, on election day, do we have the ability to waive costs for transit on election day to get people to come out to vote, or is that a complicated issue? Or can we look into that?
We can definitely look into it.
She asked, and I thought I would bring it up, and so.
Yeah, let me check into it. I don't want to make any promises,
Well,
but
I
I'll
tried
let
to
you know
ex-
on Friday.
Well, I tried to explain it to her, this isn't dial right where they're gonna come to your house, so I said there is a route system in the microtransit system.
Right.
And so I don't even know if the Board of Elections is on the route that we're talking about too. So,
Let me investigate it a little bit, and then I can
Okay.
let you know on Friday.
I would be concerned that we have the ability to get to the Board of Elections, but I think the fee structure for the microtransit's pretty reasonable, isn't it?
It's $2.
Yeah.
It's $2,
Yeah,
so.
$2 is pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know,
Recognize
I
it's
was
not-
asked, and I was going to
It's
ask
not the
you.
Board of Elections on election day either, right? It's
Oh, you're right, it's not,
88 total.
that's
Oh.
right.
Yeah.
So they're
That's
gonna
right, I
go to
did say
different
that.
Yeah,
locations
you-
within the city.
I told her, I said,
Yeah.
depends on the precinct. If you're looking at just your ward, there's still several precincts within that
Yeah.
Yeah,
ward.
but there are 80
So-
voting centers.
80
Exactly, and that's, well, like I
Don't
said,
ask me how I know.
you gotta give credit to an elected official within the city who's looking out for constituents, At least she's asking, I'm gonna segue back over since Barb is here. In regards to transportation, with our extra dollars and any federal dollars, I don't know if you're at the table talking with Karen about anything else we can use to help fund this. Have you guys been talking?
No, we have not, and I don't, because our dollars are mostly eligibility driven,
So
I don't know how we really. do that.
transit does partner with JFS, but most of that is with the vouchers and I think some of the dial-a-ride services and those kinds
Okay.
of things. Because the riders have to be eligible to receive the benefits that
Right.
JFS provides. So with the microtransit service that we're doing now, that is not eligibility.
But with workforce development, where they're bringing people in, they're training, and a lot of times they don't even have the transportation, and
Well,
that's why I
workforce
didn't.
development does provide some transportation.
Okay.
Mhm.
They do, yes, okay, so certainly, the deputy county administrator is correct about that. But you have to know that I have a Lorain County Transit van that comes through my parking lot, it feels like every hour or two.
Okay, good.
Now, I don't work
Okay.
in the front of my building, but as I'm walking around, I see them frequently, multiple times a day.
Okay, I would just, since you're here, why not have the discussion? And I think we did a good job at waiting for our guests, didn't we?
That's it. We are on schedule. Clerk's report?
I have nothing.
How about that?
Board correspondence,
Move to waive the reading?
Second?
discussion. Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
New business.
New business.
I think we do have something there, don't we?
We do have something new. Kind of something that makes you proud of the folks in Lorain and in Lorain County and the things that they do without necessarily the push or the shove from the government. But today we have with us some folks that are going to speak to some humanitarian effort for the Helena. It's not Helen, it's Helene hurricane down in the southeast. Governor DeWine had deployed communication support down there to help them out. Mark's equipment and personnel were sent to Asheville, North Carolina, because with the nature of the hills and the mountains in the Carolinas, communications, when they've lost what they did have, restoring those is very complicated. So they sent down the tower on wheels, the radios, generators, and they were up and operating in about an hour after their arrival. So compliments to the Ohio National Guard were also sent, and the mutual aid agreement of support between the states kicked in. But we also have with us today a couple of speakers to tell us about some things that occurred out here at Lorain County Airport and some aid that was lifted. Who wants to speak first? I'm going to take a wild guess and say that that's Second Lieutenant Samantha Fisher.
All right. Hello, Commissioner Riddell and more. Thank you for having me tonight. I'm Samantha Fisher. I wear quite a few hats in our local community. First and foremost, I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a registered minister in the state of Ohio. I'm also a student pilot, and I volunteer as a second lieutenant public affairs officer with the Lorain County Squadron of Civil Air Patrol. We're located at the Lorain County Regional Airport there. I used all of my hats on Saturday, October 5th, to host and organize the supplies drive to benefit the victims of Hurricane Helene. Civil Air Patrol's given me the courage to speak to others, ask questions inside of the aviation community and beyond. And as a minister, I kind of have a big heart for helping others. I called MRK Aviation kind of out of the blue, actually, after being inspired by other members of the aviation community, and honestly, a few high school friends who were asking me because they know I love the aviation community. Just to see if they'd be interested in helping me find someone willing to donate a pilot, aircraft, and fuel. And to my surprise, Aaron here from MRK Aviation called me back, let me know they would love to host a supplies drive, and that Ohio Flight Center would donate the aircraft, pilot, and fuel to help move our supplies. After finding that out, I kind of went all out, making phone calls, trying to find an airport willing to accept donations from our community. That's when a volunteer from Gatlinburg Airport answered a community Facebook post to tell me that they are moving supplies to those in need. I prayed over this operation for days, hoping that I could get more pilots to move more supplies. To my surprise, a pilot from Ohio University named Diana Sprague gave me a call. She said she had a larger aircraft, and Ohio University would be donating fuel to help move supplies to Tennessee. On October 5th, Diana and Greg File flew a Beach King Air 90 to Lorain County Airport, and volunteers from the local community, as well as members from Medina and Lorain County Civil Air Patrol, helped load the plane, so the first load of supplies would be delivered that day. The supplies would then be airlifted via helicopter from Gatlinburg Airport directly to drop spots that were most in need. Until Wednesday, Marcel from Ohio Flight Center will be moving supplies from Lorain County Airport to Gatlinburg Airport, making 2 trips a day until all of the donated supplies are delivered. On our drive, we did get about 10,000 pounds worth of supplies delivered over this couple of days. So we will be, again, Marcel will be making 2 trips every day until all of our supplies are delivered. Also tonight, I just want to thank all of the volunteers, local businesses, and organizations who made all of it possible. So I just want to say thank you to Aaron and the crew at MRK Aviation, Marcel and Eric from Ohio Flight Center, Ohio University, Greg File, and Diana Sprague, Tap That Mobile Bar, volunteers from the Medina and Lorain County Civil Air Patrol, Post 118 American Legion, One War Barbell Club, One War Clothing Company, the Elyria Eagles Club, and then nurses, doctors, and staff of Avon Lake Family Health Center, Schaefer Excavating, and all of the community members and volunteers who helped us out. None of it would be possible without them. Thank you.
Thank you.
No.
Is this an ongoing, are you gonna continue to do that after the 10,000 pounds is airlifted?
I think for right now, that'll be probably the end of it once we get the 10,000 pounds delivered. Unless they want to partner with me again, which I would love to do something like that in the future. But we do have some photos here if you want to see them.
Absolutely.
This is the Beach King Air that came the day of our drive, and this was piloted by Diana Sprague and Greg File out of Ohio University. This is actually their plane. And then I don't know how to get to the other photos, but there's a, here. Oh, right here.
In your absence, John got the lesson.
Perfect. This is just kind of an idea of what the supplies looked like when we first got started. You'll see there were whole pallets of like diapers, water bottles, food, all of that. It was really, really cool to see. Like I said, we had just like community members that wanted to volunteer to help move supplies. It was really a great effort by everyone. And that's actually all of our community members and everybody who helped out actually weighing out everything and putting it on the plane for Diana and Greg. It was really cool to watch. Awesome. Thank you guys for your time.
Oh, no. Are you kidding me? Thank you. You know
Thank
what?
you.
You really make Lorain County proud, and this is why I love Lorain County, because people do step
Eric
up.
would,
You know.
or Aaron, either one,
Eric, Aaron?
or both.
Hello, I'm Aaron from MRK Aviation. I'm the Assistant General Manager for the FBO there. Last week, got a phone call out of nowhere, like Samantha said, asking if we'd be willing to partner up for a supply drive, and if I knew any pilots that'd be willing to fly down south. So I said yes, and I got on the phone immediately. Called a lot of different pilots. I was a little depressed at first just because I wasn't getting a lot of good answers. But pretty much one of the first phone calls was to this guy right here, and he's based out there. He has a condo that he's renting out there, and he's got several helicopters, a couple airplanes, and I know him pretty well, and he's a really good guy, and he said yes, he'd love to do anything he could to help. You know, he's here from Switzerland. He moved here, you know, I don't know how many years now, 3 or 4 years ago, and just kind of waiting for a way to give back, you know, to America in a meaningful way. And I think that was the way that he felt, you know, he could give back the most. So he doesn't have you know, he's not flying a Beechcraft 90 or anything. He's flying a Cessna 182, which takes considerably less than that King Air. But, you know, he's doing his cousin actually is flying his aircraft two trips a day down there, which takes pretty much the entire day. To go down and come back. It's loaded up right to its, you know, safe capacity, along with fuel, and they've been doing that each day. Tomorrow will be the last day. They'll have delivered everything. You know, just to touch on continuing this effort, I know MRK Aviation would love to keep delivering stuff down there or facilitating it and helping, but you know, we just don't have resources as far as aircraft and pilots. And you know, one of the other things we did, our accounting department created within our software how we do billing and stuff to be able to accept any donations people might want to make for fuel. We got several and few. And one person that isn't mentioned, his name is Alex. He works for our sister company out of Cleveland Hopkins, Jets FBO. He's just a young 19-year-old kid. He works for us down there. He's also a pilot. He got an aircraft from Zone Aviation and brought it up, and we were able to help him get 4 hours worth of flight time in that aircraft, and he brought a large load of supplies down as well. So that was very nice of him. And yeah, like I said, we'd love to keep helping, but at this point, we don't really have pilots to keep doing it. So thank you.
No.
Yeah, my name is Eric, as it said. I'm from Switzerland. Maybe some hear it on my accent. And yeah, Marcel, my cousin, he is flying the flights. He's about 70 pounds lighter than I am, so we can take some more loads. We take about 700 pounds per load, and along with our plane, we put about 4,000 pounds down there. And
Wow.
yeah, he should just land at 6 o'clock. Yesterday he came back shortly before 10 o'clock, and then tomorrow we start again at 6. But we might just do one tomorrow and one on Thursday, because I need to train some students in the plane as well, so somebody can go on the weekend with the plane. Yeah, what I run is, I have several helicopters, but it's 2 helicopters and 2 airplanes, so it's not like a huge operation, but maybe in 2 years it will be bigger, with bigger airplanes and everything. So I started when I came here to Cleveland. I started out in Cuyahoga County in a flight school, tried to build something out of there, but didn't work the way I imagined. So I came over to Lorain and started on a white sheet, everything from scratch. And in my opinion, Lorain Airport has the biggest potential to develop in this area compared to Burke, Cuyahoga County, or Cleveland, even Akron or Youngstown. So I'm very interested and try to be involved in how the airport develops and build up my business, which is everything from flight school up to contract pilots and aircraft management, and soon also maintenance and brokerage and everything. I've been in aviation since, I think now it's 24 years, more than half of my life, and want to do it for the rest of my life. So yeah, I think it's a great place, Lorain, and I hope it's kind of growing a little bit in aviation. And when he called me up, yeah, I was proud to be able to help, because me and Marcel, we want to stay in America, we want to do something for it, and if we can do it this way, it's an honor for us. And if there will be more, we can do more flights. We have to work sometimes in between, but we can do more flights when there's more flights. Yeah, thank you very much.
No.
Well, thank you both. Thank you both.
So I take it you guys are paying for the gas on your own? That's, yeah, that's extremely expensive. Now, you were talking about your site maybe has a place for people to donate to help assist his system. Maybe just helping out with gas maybe would be a nice, how do they get to your site? I
Well,
mean,
if they call MRK Aviation, 440-323-7000, the CSR there, the customer service representative, can take any donation they want to give over the phone, or they're welcome to stop in the office.
okay, because I know a 182, would that probably burn a little bit more gas than the twin prop, right? Or does it, no, about same, or
We run 55 gallons one way.
55 gallons?
Yeah, but I mean, if people want to donate economically, it makes more sense to donate right down there. It doesn't make sense because we can only bring there 700 pounds of supplies. It was a very nice event to get the donations, bring stuff live down there and see how it is, but money would be better invested right over there, because it doesn't make sense to pay that whole flight down there. But we will fly if there's stuff. That's
Mhm.
fine for us, because also for Marcel, he needs to fly, he likes to fly, so it's a win-win situation for both. but I think if people wanna donate money, it's better to donate that to directly down there.
Okay.
But if people have supplies they don't need or wanna bring, then that's another story.
And they keep going to the Lorain County Airport and drop off supplies if they wish. Look, you guys are looking at, I think we're done flying, it sounds like.
The logistics of it are really difficult.
Oh, I know, yeah.
So it's a lot of, at first actually, Aaron was sending me text messages as flights were leaving out, and then I would call, I was actually at work, so in between my patients, I'm calling Gatlinburg Airport, like, here's the tail number of the aircraft, he's gonna be there at this amount of time, do you have enough people to unload, blah, blah, blah. So we were going back and forth with that for a while. I eventually just gave him the phone number and called them today,
Well,
but.
it was my understanding, though, that the airports were getting extremely busy and very difficult to
Yeah.
land at one point. Is that,
In some places.
okay,
Yeah, especially closer, you know, to Asheville and stuff like that, it's pretty difficult to get into some of those places. That was one of the airports I called in the beginning, and, they just kinda sighed when I called them, just adding to their, you know, headache, so I completely understand that, just inundated with a lot of people that everybody wants to help, which is really great. And in this whole thing, the general aviation community, a lot of people don't know much about them, or who they are. They know airlines, they don't know general aviation. They're small planes, small helicopters, and they've really come together, and they do all the time, every time there's some type of natural disaster, especially down there. It's not large military helicopters you see landing on people's front yards, it's general aviation helicopters landing there. And these are private pilots, most of them with their own machines, their own time, dropping those supplies in, so it's really great to see, that community get together.
What was that phone number again, Aaron?
440
Mm-hmm.
323 7000.
Very good. Again,
thank you,
thank you for what you did
and what you're doing.
and what you're doing.
She started it all.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it without them.
Well, we're gonna have to, you know, it may be only a couple of days and we'll be thinking about this again after Milton, so.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, though, I will reach out to our airport board. I'm sure you folks know the director and stuff, but we'll reach out to the airport board and look for ways where we can help you without getting in your way,
That'd be great.
which government has a habit of doing, so. But thank you again. This is a tremendous story, and I thank all three of you for bringing it to us.
Anytime, thank you.
That's it for new business.
how about exact?
And there's no public comment.
And there's no
Yeah,
public
forms,
comment, so I would
right,
move
so-
that we go into executive session for the purposes of discussing current and potential litigation.
And the reasons stated by the clerk.
And the reasons stated by the clerk.
And the reasons stated by the clerk earlier.
Okay,
Very good.
I'll second.
okay. Discussion. Commissioner Dow,
Aye,
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
okay.
Commissioners have reconvened from executive session.
We have no further
Well,
business.
I think we have to approve, did we already approve the
We already
personnel
approved
summary
it, yeah.
sheet? So I guess we're done.
So we have no further business to conduct. The meeting is adjourned.
Have a good night and vote. Today is voting day.
Today is the first day of voting.